Hello, in today's video, we are going to learn about jumping statements. The jumping statements are go to, break, continue, and return. In the present video, we learn jumping statements, go to statement, break statement, continue, and return. Now let us see what are the jumping statements. Jump statements cause an unconditional jump to another statement elsewhere in the code. They are used primarily to interrupt switch statements and loop statements. The jump statements are the go-to statement, the break statement, the continue statement, and the return statement. We discuss about each statement in detail in the coming slides. First, we talk about go-to statement. The go-to statement is a jump statement which jumps from one point to another point within a function. The syntax of the go-to statement is that there are two keywords. One is go-to and second is label. So in any program at one particular stage, we can write go-to statement along with a label, and that label will be mentioned in the program somewhere else where we have to jump to that part. So here we are seeing go to, a label is given and there are some statements, and after that label, and after label again we have some statements. Now when we encounter the statement go to label, then automatically the control jumps from this point to the position where we have mentioned the label by skipping all these statements and by executing these statements. In the above syntax, label is an identifier. When the control of a program reaches to go to statement, the control of the program will jump to the label and execute the code after it. Let us see an example. Here in this program, we have int I comma j. For I is equal to 1, I is less than 5, I plus plus. If I is equal to 2, go to, there is the label, and print I, and here the label there is kept here, print 2, return 0. Now as per the syntax, let us see how it works. First we are starting with I is equal to 1 and the condition will be tested. As the condition is true, we reach to this point. Is I is equal to 1? No. As I is not equal to 1, we don't come to the statement go to, and we come to the printf statement. So I is equal to 1 is printed. After that, again there will be updation of the value of I. Now I is equal to 2 and 2 is less than 5. So here the condition is true, therefore we are entering into the block, and here we have if statement. Is 2 is equal to 2? Yes, it is correct. If it is correct, then immediately go to statement is executed. So here we have go to and there is a label there. So automatically it goes to the label there wherever in the program, and as the label is here, it comes to this point. After label, whatever the statements, they are executed. Therefore now it has to execute printf2. Therefore it has to print 2. So like this, the go to label statement makes the program jumps from one part of the program to other part of the program where label is mentioned. Now another important statement is a break statement. This break statement is used in both switch and loop statements. When the compiler finds the break statement inside a loop, compiler will abort the loop and continue to execute the statements followed by the loop. That means we completely come out of the loop. In switch statement, as per the syntax of the switch statement, there are several cases with label, and after matching with one label, a case is executed. After the case is over, it follows a break statement which brings the control to completely out of the switch statement and follows the next statements of the program. Now here, let us see an example for break statement. Int a is equal to 1, while a is less than or equal to 10. If a is equal to 5, break. Next statement is print a plus plus, and print end of the program. Now, let us see how this program works with the break statement. First, we start with int a is equal to 1. We are testing the condition with while loop. 1 is less than or equal to 10. It is true. Then we are entering it. If a is equal to 5, no. That means we skip the break statement and we come to the other part. Print a. So a value is equal to 1. So 1 is printed. Then next statement is its updation. A plus plus means 1 plus 1, 2. With 2 again we are going to the loop while, and testing is 2 is less than or equal to 10. Again the condition will be tested. Here if condition is failing, therefore we come to this part A and 2 will be printed. So like this in the while loop, as the value of I is being updated as 1, 2, 3, 4, in all the cases we skip the break statement and we come to the print statement, and corresponding value of A is printed. But when during the updation A value becomes 5, then here what happened that this if statement becomes true. If it is true, then automatically the break will be executed. If the break is executed, the meaning of the break is that completely come out of the function. So therefore you are coming to the point, this print end of the program. So therefore end of the program is printed. Thus in any loop, if you apply the break statement, the break statement completely brings you out of the loop. If there are nested loops, the point is where the break statement is. If the break statement is in any loop, it will bring out of only that particular loop. So whether it is innermost loop, inner loop, or outer loop, whatever may be, wherever the break statement exists, from that completely we come out of the loop. Here also, one more example has been shown for the break statement. In the for I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 15, I plus plus, print I. If I is equal to 10, break. And also, then we are coming to the return statement. Now, what is going to happen? As I is equal to 1, first I will be printed. Then it will be tested is equal to 10. If it is failing, means we don't come to the break statement and we go for updation, and therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these values are printed. But when we come to the last value of updation of I10, at 10, as this condition is true, we are executing the break statement and it brings the program to the return statement, that is termination of the program. So no further printing of the values. In this program, we see that as soon as the condition if I is equal to 10 becomes true, the control flow out of the loop and the program ends. Next, third statement is continue statement. The continue statement, like any other jump statements, interrupts or changes the flow of the control during the execution of the program. Continue is mostly used in loops. Rather than terminating the loop, it stops the execution of the statement underneath the table control to the next iteration. Similar to the break statement, in case of nested loops, the continue passes the control to the next iteration of the inner loop where it is present and not to any of the outer loops. Let us have a look at the following example. Here in this program, we have int I comma j, and for loop is used. For I is equal to 1, I is less than 3, I plus plus, and it is a nested for loop. Again we have another for loop. For j is equal to 1, j is less than 5, j plus plus. Testing condition is if j is equal to 2, and it is containing the continue statement, and after that we have a printf statement, and then we have a return statement for the termination of the program. Now, let us see the execution of the program. For I is equal to 1, we enter into the inner for loop, and we take for j is equal to 1. Is j is equal to 1? No. So continue will not be executed. Therefore, j will be printed as 1, and we go for updation of the inner loop. So j value will be incremented, and now it is 2. Now when j is equal to 2, the condition is true, means we execute the continue statement. While executing the continue statement, what is the object of the continue statement? It will skip the next iterations. That means for j is equal to 2, 3, 4, etc. Out of that, the present iteration will be skipped. Out of that, now it goes to the next iteration. That means now j will be is equal to 3. And now the condition will be tested. And with that condition, j is becoming 3. And if the condition is failing, now we are not encountering continue. So j value 3 will be printed. Now again, after updation, j value is equal to 4. The condition fails. Therefore, j is also 4 is printed. Now, when all these values are over, then we come to the further increment of the I is equal to 1, and again the same procedure is continued. In this procedure, these are the outputs 134 and 134. In this program, we see that the printf instruction for the condition j is equal to 2 is skipped each time during the execution because of the continue. We also see that only the condition j is equal to 2 gets affected by the continue. The outer loop runs without any disruption in its iteration. And the last topic of this video is return statement. This jump statement is usually used at the end of the function to end or terminate it with or without a value. It takes a constant value calling function back to the main function. Main function itself can also have a return. An important point to be taken into consideration is that return can only be used in functions that is declared with a return type such as int, float, double, char, etc. The functions declared with a void type does not return any value. Also, the function returns the value that belongs to the same data type as it is declared. Here is a simple example to show how return statement works. In this, we have a function declaration char function int ASCII, and it has return statement to return char ASCII. So this is the value that has to be returned, and this is the main function. Now in this, we are declaring a character variable ch and the integer variable ASCII. Printf enter any ASCII value. So scan with the scanf statement, we can put an integer value ASCII. Then we are writing a function call here. Ch is equal to function ASCII. That means ch is a character variable. Function ASCII is the present integer value that you have given. Now it goes to function statement. So it goes to this point here and returns the character of ASCII. So therefore, what happened that from the table of ASCII code, the corresponding character is assigned, and that character will be brought and assigned to the variable ch. Now this printf statement will print the value of the ch of the character, that is the character of the ASCII code. Now if you look into the output, enter any ASCII value in the decimal. So we are putting 110. Now this 110 is taken from the table. The corresponding ASCII character is obtained, that is small n. In this program, we have two functions that have a return type, but only one function is returning a value function, and the other is just used to terminate the function main. The function is returning the character value of the given number, here 110. We also see that return type of a function is char because it is returning a character value. The return in main function returns 0 because it is necessary to have a return value here because the main has been given the return type. Thus, in the present video, we learned about jumping statements, go to statement, break statement, continue statement, and return. Thank you.